Welcome to Do Something. I'm your host, Hanging Fang. Ever heard that Chinese saying? You know, the one about starting a big journey with a small step. Well, my journey to financial freedom kicked off with me saving up my first $10,000. Now, I get it. 10 grand might not sound like a fortune, but that little bit became the starting point of my whole money adventure. It was not just about saving money. It was about getting my head in the game and figuring out a system that works. Fast forward to today, and I'm a good chunk closer to my dream of having money freedom. All because I took that first big step. So let me spill the beans on how I made it all happen. My turning point. About 13 years ago, a couple years into my job, making about $40,000 to $45,000 a year, I had this wake-up call. I was not saving any money. How could it be? Well, turns out, not shockingly, my spending was rising right alongside my salary increase. So I asked myself, can I do something about it? Something small I can keep doing, yet really boost my savings. And here is where my signature move of, quote, being lazy, end quote, came into play in my decision-making process. How can I make a big impact with minimal effort? In other words, how can I be the laziest human being possible and still make a meaningful change? I searched the database in my head and zeroed in on the biggest spending category, food, particularly takeouts. I wasn't splurging on fancy restaurant dinners, but those daily takeouts were adding up. On average, I spent $40 every day for lunch and dinner combined, on top of regular grocery shopping. Quick math, that's $40 times 365 days, or roughly $15,000 a year. By tightening the belt in the food department, I could hit my yearly $10,000 savings target. The simple plan. So here's my plan. Bring my own lunch to work every weekday and reserve dining out for weekends. That's cutting down expenses for 5 days a week, which adds up to 260 days a year, a potential $10,000 in savings. Sounds simple, right? That's a small tweak, but I needed to make this change seamlessly with minimal effort. I was all about being lazy, saving both time and energy while making a meaningful shift. Enter the Lazy Genius Plan, the bulk cooking system. The easiest way for me to hit my goal was to build a system where I can cook a ton of food in one setting. I would cook large batches, portion them out, and pop them in the freezer for the upcoming week. I got 10 glass containers and had to cook only twice a week. And voila! Lunch, dinner, and a week's savings all packed in. A year later, I celebrated my first $10,000 saved, with minimal time and effort. The routine stuck with me, and over more than a decade, this small change has paid off big time. The ripple effect. Hitting the $10,000 savings wasn't just a financial win. It sparked a mindset shift toward financial stability. It's a little nudge that every small step counts, and with commitment and a system, anyone can pave the way to financial success. Now, a question for you. What's your game plan to save $10,000 this year? The ball is in your court. If you like the episode, follow the show and leave a comment on what you'd like to hear more. Until next time.